You know that feeling, right? That sudden jolt, that powerful push that makes you want to create something or change something or just act. Well, that's inspiration. It's this fundamental human experience. But where in the world does it come from? And what does it actually do to us? Okay, let's dive in and really unpack the anatomy of inspiration.
But first, I want you to think about this for a second. Seriously, when you feel stuck or maybe when a challenge just seems way too big, what is it that gives you that push? What gives you the strength to actually take that first step? We're going to explore that exact feeling together. So, our whole journey here really starts at the very beginning. Because let's be honest, inspiration isn't some constant thing we live in all the time. More often than not, it all begins with a single powerful moment, a spark. So what is it exactly? Well, our source material defines it as the spark that awakens purpose and creativity. And I think the words here are so important. It's not just a good idea, it's a spark, something tiny that can ignite something absolutely huge. And I love this part, it awakens something that's already inside of you, your purpose and your own creativity.
And this right here is the crucial point. Inspiration is an internal event. It's that exact moment when your whole perspective just kind of tilts. A light bulb goes on, and all of a sudden, the path forward doesn't just seem possible, it feels necessary. It's that fundamental shift from I can't to I have to.
Okay, so if inspiration is a spark, well, every spark needs fuel to become a fire. But where do we find it? Where does this powerful feeling actually come from in the first place?
Do we have to go searching for it in some far-off place? Or is it maybe hiding in plain sight, right here in our everyday lives? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, and it's accessible to every single one of us. Turns out there are 4 key sources. First, it can come from people. Think about a teacher who saw something in you, or maybe a historical figure whose story just completely moved you. It can also come from experiences. That one trip that changed your whole perspective, or a single conversation that just lit up a new idea. It can be rooted in faith, like a belief system that acts as your compass. And maybe the most powerful one of all, it can come from our challenges. Yeah, those moments of struggle that force us to dig deep and find a strength we never even knew we had.
All right, so we've got the spark, and now we know where to find the fuel. So let's get to the most important part, the fire itself. What happens when that spark actually catches? How does it transform the way we think and what we do?
This right here is the core transformation. Before that spark hits, a lot of the time we see the walls, right? The obstacles, all the reasons why something can't be done. We see our limits. But after inspiration strikes, it's like our entire field of vision changes. We start seeing the pathways, the solutions, the opportunities. We start seeing the possibilities.
And the very first thing this new perspective gives us is courage. It's the courage to look past your current reality and actually envision something better, something more. It's basically giving yourself permission to dream big again, to imagine a future that isn't just more of the same.
But look, having the courage to dream is only half the battle, right? Inspiration doesn't just stop there. It follows through. It also gives you the actual strength to act on that dream. It turns that potential energy into real kinetic energy. It turns your vision into your mission. And when you put those two together, that courage to dream and that strength to act, what you get is the very engine of personal growth. You're not just existing anymore. You are actively and intentionally moving forward, fueled by this deep motivation to become more than you were yesterday. So, what's the end game here? Where does all of this lead? When you have that fire, what does its light actually illuminate? What are the real, tangible results of living a life that's guided by these moments of inspiration? Well, it seems to boil down to 2 really profound things. First, when we're truly inspired, our focus often shifts outward. We start to see ourselves as part of something bigger, and we feel this deep desire to contribute, to help, to serve others. And second, our actions get a lot more intentional. We're not just drifting anymore, we are actively pursuing meaningful goals that really align with our deepest values.
And that brings us to this simple but incredibly powerful call to action. It's not really a suggestion, it's more like an invitation. A call for all of us to stay open to that spark, to go look for that fuel, and to really allow ourselves to be transformed by it.
So I'll just leave you with this. Inspiration isn't some exclusive thing for artists or famous visionaries. It is available to every single one of us, every single day, in the people we meet, the things we experience, and the challenges we face. The only real question is, what will you let inspire you today?